Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, MATCHROOM CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn did an interview today, and he discussed the future of former unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Should Anthony Joshua be victorious in his highly anticipated rematch with current unified Mexican heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz Jr. after Andy Ruiz Jr. upset Anthony Joshua June 1st at Madison Square Garden, New York. Eddie Hearn had this to say. He says that he expects the winner of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz to aggressively pursue undefeated WBC American heavyweight champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. But then he also stated, what goes through the mind of Anthony Joshua, no one knows. There's a strong possibility Anthony Joshua is victorious against Andy Ruiz, collects all his belts back, become unified for a third time, and then retires. He says he expects Anthony Joshua to either pursue Deontay Wilder for undisputed or retire. Now, this is a direct contradiction in what Anthony Joshua had to say, and the mindset of Anthony Joshua and the plan set of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua said he was too young and is too early in his career to pursue undisputed. Thus, the reason why he's not looking to face Deontay Wilder after and should he beat Andy Ruiz Jr. He says that was a huge problem in his build up to Andy Ruiz. That was a huge distraction. Thus the reason why he wasn't motivated to face Andy Ruiz, because he had his sights set on Deontay Wilder and or a domestic showdown with undefeated British lineal heavyweight champion Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. He says that it was too early in my career to pursue such a big accomplishment. I should have just let it come to me instead of aggressively pursuing undisputed. Well, my thing is this: when Anthony Joshua says stuff like that, there's only one belt left out there should you beat Andy Ruiz. So how young and how much more experience and how old do you have to be to face Deontay Wilder, who's one fight, right? So there's only one fight away from being undisputed. Are you not going to box anymore? That's the reason why Eddie Hearn is stating that it's a possibility he retires. Because if you only need one fight to become undisputed, then why not just pursue that one fight? Is it the belt or is it the man with the belt? I question, right? If Charles Martin was holding a WBC belt and that was the only piece missing to complete the puzzle, would you then say you were too green or too young or too distracted and it was too early for you to pursue undisputed? If Jarrell Big Baby Miller, undefeated American heavyweight contender, if Jarrell Miller right now currently held the WBC belt, would Anthony Joshua say it's too much of a distraction, it's too much of a, it's too early in his career to pursue undisputed when that was the only piece to the puzzle that was missing, right? Would he say that it's too early in his career? Would he say that, it's too much of a distraction if Kubrat Pulev held the WBC belt and he beat Andy Ruiz Jr., he would hold the IBO, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO belt, and the only piece missing to undisputed and creating history was to beat Kubrat Pulev, who held the WBC belt? Would Anthony Joshua then say it was too early in his career, he's not going to pursue being undisputed? I question if any of the other heavyweights, if Joe Joyce held the WBC belt and Anthony Joshua collected his belts back for a third time, like Eddie Hearn stated, and became unified and held the IBO, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF belts, and only needed that WBC belt that Joe Joyce held, would Anthony Joshua not pursue that belt to become undisputed and create history and fulfill a huge accomplishment for his legacy, cement his legacy? Would he not do it? So I beg to differ. It's not the belt, it's the man with the belt. That's the problem. So Eddie Hearn is stating that he truly believes and he feels like the winner of Joshua Ruiz will pursue Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder for that WBC belt, that one missing piece to have undisputed, or he expects his fighter Anthony Joshua to retire. He says, but for right now, we're all on board and collective. We're focused on beating Andy Ruiz and getting over this hurdle before we can focus on Deontay Wilder. I don't believe that Anthony Joshua deep down wants to face Deontay Wilder. Eddie stated also, why now? Why does Deontay Wilder want to fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed? You know, he had an opportunity to face him before. You know, I think it's all a ploy to use Anthony Joshua's name to shed light on his upcoming showdown, his rematch with Cuban, once beaten southpaw heavyweight contender Luis King Kong Ortiz, where that one loss came on Luis Ortiz's resume came from Deontay Wilder. Showdown will take place November 23rd. He says that, you know, Deontay Wilder's using Anthony Joshua's name, you know, to bolster that fight, you know, to shed light on that fight and shed attention to that fight. I doubt that. You know, I don't think that Deontay Wilder at this point in time needs any more attention from Anthony Joshua's name. You know, Anthony Joshua's name took a huge hit. Eddie Hearn also stated that he believes that Anthony Joshua will be the A-side going into a fight with Deontay Wilder, as seeing as though his name got bigger from the loss to Andy Ruiz. And that I can't argue. I don't believe he's the A-side, but I do believe Anthony Joshua's star status did grow from losing to Andy Ruiz. And should he be able to, you know, complete a comeback and defeat Andy Ruiz, especially if he defeats him in dramatic fashion or knocks out Ruiz, you know, he will get tons and tons and tons of credit for doing so, right? So with that said, you know, that would be a huge feat if Anthony Joshua did do that. Did his name grow since the loss to Andy Ruiz? Absolutely, because it's more so the fact that people are shocked that he lost to Andy Ruiz. So that's the reason why his name has grew, because it was such a huge upset, right? When Mike Tyson lost to James Buster Douglas, who was a huge underdog, the fight they never had a rematch to right the wrong. You understand? So there was never a rematch. There was never any get back for Mike Tyson in that situation. Now, Mike Tyson did come back after that, you know, and accomplished a lot of things in the sport of boxing. But Buster Douglas lost his next fight to Evander Holyfield. So Buster Douglas was a one-hit wonder. Everybody wants to see if Andy Ruiz Jr. is a one-hit wonder. So Mike Tyson never got any redemption for that loss. And Buster Douglas was a one-hit wonder. So everybody wants to see if Andy Ruiz Jr. was a one-hit wonder, or is it styles make fights? The difference is, you know, Andy Ruiz dropped Anthony Joshua 4 times and ultimately stopped him. But Mike Tyson, you know, a lot of people felt like he was unprepared. He took Buster Douglas caught him with some shots. Mike Tyson's stamina was zapped, and he got knocked out. But in the similarities in that fight is that Mike Tyson knocked down Buster Douglas, and most people thought that Buster Douglas should have been counted out. You know, but with that said, yeah, the status of this fight, like Eddie Hearn said, this is the biggest fight in boxing. Yeah, because a lot of attention is on this fight because everybody is curiosity. That's why. But do I feel like Anthony Joshua will pursue Deontay Wilder? Absolutely not. Do I think that if Andy Ruiz should be victorious, he's going to pursue Deontay Wilder? Absolutely. And I think that fight will come to fruition. I think Deontay Wilder's scheduled fight with Tyson Fury, February 22nd, will be postponed. I think that Deontay Wilder will sidestep him should Andy Ruiz Jr. win, and he will pursue undisputed. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Road. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.